You got the touch.
Huh? What? The GH5 is seriously my favorite camera of all time. It's got everything I need. It's got 2 SD slots, it's got 4K continuous recording, it's got 10-bit colors, it's got insane in-body stabilization. After picking up this camera, I don't even need a gimbal anymore. It's fairly lightweight. The battery just lasts forever. It records 180 frames slow motion in 1080p. Whoa. Seriously, the GH5 is my favorite camera of all time, and it's not even a new camera, it's been out for years. But there's one thing that the GH5 does not have, and that's good low light capabilities. In fact, I'd go as far as to say that it's kind of garbage. If you take this camera out at a night shoot, you're asking for trouble. The highest ISO you can go with this camera without losing too much quality is 1600, and even that's pushing. So what am I supposed to do? My favorite camera of all time has one major flaw, and that's a big flaw as well, because I'm a minimalist filmmaker. Like, I like to take my camera out, handheld, go around, get awesome smooth shots that are stabilized, and just bring it everywhere. And that means I'm not gonna bring a bunch of lights with me. Of course, I have these 2 fancy lights in the background, but setting them up, it takes time, you know? Sometimes you just want to film the moment, film whatever's going on. How can I fix the low light issue of the GH5? One way is to get a fast aperture lens, like this one. I've used this lens for most of my YouTube videos in 2019. It's 2019, right? This is the Lumix 12-35. It's got a constant aperture of 2.8, so it's quite a fast lens. But you have to remember now that the GH5 is a micro four thirds camera, which means that an aperture of 2.8 comes out to about twice that, which is, let me do the math. .6. So despite this being an expensive fast lens with a constant aperture with an amazing focal range as well, it's still lacking for low light. Don't get me wrong, this lens is amazing. The stabilization of this lens works together with the camera to just create the most stable image you can ever find. Better than a GoPro, I swear it. So this is great for daylight shoots. Incredibly sharp. But still, it doesn't solve the low light problem of the GH5. So here's a solution that does work. The Sigma 18-35, which I'm filming on right now. Natively, the Sigma 18-35 is f1.8. However, it's designed for an EF mount, which is quite larger than the Micro Four Thirds sensor, which means you can connect it to the GH5 camera using something called a speed booster. When you connect this lens with a speed booster, like you've seen in this amazing intro, it fits on the camera, it works perfectly fine. And guess what? The speed booster also acts as a magnifying glass. So this already fast lens of 1.8, which is faster than this lens already, it gets even faster. The Sigma 18-35 becomes 1.2. Even when you're buying prime lenses, you're not gonna get a fast lens like that. In my last video, I talked about this lens here, the Kamlan 1.1, which is incredibly fast, and it's a prime lens. Now the Sigma 18-35 becomes 1.2, it's almost the same. And I bought this lens specifically for the fast aperture. And now you're telling me I can have a zoom lens, which is 18-35, for an aperture of 1.2. If all of this camera jargon is not making sense to you, then I'll try to explain. Fast lens means fast aperture, which means that the lens opens up really wide. So if you look at a lens like this, it's a really wide lens. It's super wide, and that allows more light to come in. That's generally what we mean with fast lenses. Being able to let in more light means that the lens will perform better in low light. So now, with this combo, the Sigma 18-35 on a Viltrox speed booster, I can actually comfortably shoot in low light without too much quality degradation. This video right here, I shot this for a fitness influencer here in Dubai. It was all shot in a warehouse, which is not very well lit. Can you imagine that I kept the ISO at 400 to 800 the whole time? That's how good this lens is in low light. I'm telling you, with this combo, the GH5 is the best camera ever. No longer does the GH5 have any flaws. It's stable, handheld, and it shoots in low light. What else can you ask? Is this camera good for 2020? my answer would be yes. It's still an amazing camera and it's gonna be good for 2020. And the fact that it's old is only good. It's good news for you if you're planning on buying a new camera. It just means that you can find it used or more affordable. If you're considering this combo, then there's one thing that you need to know, and that is that there are two speed boosters on the market right now. There's the Metabones speed booster, and then there's the Viltrox speed booster. The one I'm using is Viltrox, which is the cheaper one. Obviously, if you're buying the Metabones, it's gonna be a lot more expensive, but I've heard people say that it's just more sturdy and more reliable. And it's true, the Viltrox does have a few kinks you have to work through. For example, the glass inside, I had to rotate it and like adjust it to get my infinity focus to work. But the Viltrox is significantly cheaper. You can judge by yourself the quality of these videos that I put out, whether or not you think it's worth it. I would say if you're planning to shoot professional stuff, studio stuff, weddings, whatever, then invest for the more expensive Metabones. But if you're like me, you're making videos for yourself, then use the Viltrox speed booster. It's fine. It's good enough. It's really, the only way you're gonna really notice a huge difference between the two is if you pixel peep in the corners, because I heard that the Viltrox is less sharp in the corners and it does vignette a little bit, but maybe Metabones has the same problem, I don't know. In conclusion, the GH5 plus speed booster plus Sigma to 18-35 is my dream camera combination ever, and I don't really feel I need any other lens in my catalog. As a minimalist filmmaker taking this out on my travels, and I travel quite a lot, this is the killer combo. It just works for everything. Low light, daylight, fake light, club light, moonlight, all the lights. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. My latest vlog in the desert safari of Dubai, I filmed with the Sigma 18-35. So if you want to get a better idea of the video quality, you can check that video out. I'll be making all of my future travel videos with this combination, and I travel quite a lot. So if that's something you're into, consider hitting that subscribe button, and I will also make videos on the camera gear that I have or use or recommend. So please follow me along as I'm trying to become a better filmmaker. I'm also enrolled in Brandon Lee's Unscripted Studio filmmaking school, so I might share some tidbits of stuff that I learned from there. Thank you so much for watching, and let's become amazing filmmakers together. Thank you so much, and bye-bye. Also on Facebook, I have a little group where I share filmmaking stuff, and it's a little community. It's growing right now where we get together and we post film ideas and share videos. If that's something you're into, feel free to join. It's intended for like entry-level videographer people. It doesn't matter what gear you have. Even if you're just filming with your phone, you might find a lot of value in there on how to improve your videos drastically. Check that out. Link in the description. Woo! I've been rambling long enough. Alright, you guys are getting tired now. See you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.
Move.